these things happen. In the early 1900s, America believed monsters lived only in stories. But in the shadows of New York City, walked a man far worse than fiction. A small, quiet, gray-haired figure, who looked harmless enough to pass on the street. His name was Albert Fish, and the truth behind him would horrify a nation. Born in 1870, Hamilton Albert Fish grew up in a world of abandonment, institutions, and cruelty. By adulthood he seemed ordinary. A painter, a handyman, a grandfatherly man with soft eyes, who blended perfectly into American neighborhoods. But behind his calm exterior was a storm of delusion, obsession, and an unthinkable darkness that even seasoned detectives struggled to comprehend. New York in the 1920s was loud, crowded, impossible to police. A perfect place for predators to disappear. Fish lingered near parks, tenements, busy streets, anywhere families felt safe. And then, May 1928, a single moment that would change everything. Staten Island. A mother named Delia Budd receives a gentle knock at the door. Standing outside, an elderly man in a neat suit. He calls himself Frank Howard, claiming he's looking to hire her teenage son, Edward, for farm work. He speaks kindly, pays in advance. He smiles. But behind that smile is Albert Fish, using another alias. And he's already chosen his real target. Among the Budd children is Grace, a bright, innocent 10-year-old. Fish notices her immediately. He returns days later with a new plan, telling the Budds he's attending a niece's birthday party, and he wants to take Grace with him, just for the afternoon. The Budd family hesitates, but he seems safe. He seems trustworthy. Grace walks out the door holding Fish's hand. She never comes home. Detective William King takes the case. No witnesses, no trail, just one shocking realization. Frank Howard never existed. For 6 years the police hunt the mystery man, following letters, aliases, abandoned apartments. Every lead collapses. Fish vanishes into New York's ocean of faces. But the case isn't dead. It's hibernating. Then, in November 1934, a letter arrives. The Budd family receives a handwritten message. The envelope has no name, only a strange emblem on the back. Inside is a letter describing Grace's disappearance. A letter that shocks detectives, proving the writer knows details no outsider could know. Investigators track the envelope to a boarding house, and sitting quietly in the lobby, reading a newspaper, is Albert Fish. King approaches him. Fish reaches calmly for a razor blade, but the detective seizes his hand. And just like that, after decades of hiding in plain sight, the gray man is in custody. Under interrogation, Fish speaks softly, almost politely. He admits using dozens of aliases. He traveled state to state, city to city, seeking out the vulnerable, leaving no clear pattern behind. Psychiatrists call him one of the most disturbed individuals they've ever evaluated. Yet he remains composed, as though he's discussing ordinary errands. But the evidence is undeniable. Fish is charged with the murder of Grace Budd. The courtroom is packed. Reporters from across the country squeeze shoulder to shoulder to witness a man whose crimes defy comprehension. The defense argues insanity. The prosecution calls him fully aware, fully responsible. The jury doesn't take long. Guilty. Sentenced to death. The judge's voice echoes across the silent courtroom. Albert Fish will be executed in the electric chair. On January 16, 1936, Sing Sing prison prepares for an execution unlike any before. Fish walks calmly to the chamber, unfazed, as though he's simply taking a late evening stroll. Moments later, America's nightmare comes to an end. But his story, his deception, his ability to hide behind kindness, still terrifies investigators to this day. Because Albert Fish wasn't the monster parents warned their children about. He was worse, a monster who pretended to be safe. In a world where evil often announces itself loudly, Albert Fish proved something far more chilling. Sometimes the darkest souls are the ones who whisper, the ones who smile, the ones no one ever suspects.